Welcome back to the Barca Breakdown. My name is Adam. I'm here with Yus.
What's up, guys?
Please hit that subscribe button because we got a juicy game against Getafe coming up tomorrow. And it's a big game, Yus, because we just drew against Athletic Bilbao, which had me worried about, we're trying to shoot for this top three, at least in La Liga. And Real Madrid have already dropped some points. Atletico look really good. So it's going to be important for us coming up against Getafe, who have lost 2 games in a row, right? They lost a game against Valencia where they had a red card, and they lost that last game against Sevilla with a 93rd minute goal from, Sevilla to win that game. And so Getafe aren't in the best of spots. And Koeman really needs to show up because this is the thing, right? We beat Real Sociedad. The team looked okay, except for we had that lapse and we let up 2 goals in the 70th minute. Then against Bilbao, we didn't really look that good, especially at the beginning of the game. They really put it to us. It was a Depay moment of magic that won it. And now we have Getafe, who haven't won a game in La Liga, and we need Koeman to show us something. And without Pedri in the midfield, he's going to have some subs with Pique injured and Eric Garcia suffering a suspension for 1 game due to that red card. This is the game where I need Koeman to come out and show that he has some fight in him. Because if not, I really worry we're on a path, where by the winter break we could be replacing Ronald Koeman with how things are going so far.
Sure, and you're totally right. We have not been harsh enough on Koeman, and in the last game it kind of showed, and he's been doing this the last season that he coached us. He has not tactically been mindful of how to adjust during a game. Before a game, he doesn't seem to pick the correct starters. It seemed like he chose Eric Garcia for the last game, and he did not perform very well defending Iñaki Williams. Koeman did not make an appropriate sub early enough to kind of adjust for that. I think that is a flaw in a tactical decision by Ronald Koeman. On top of that, as you're saying, Pique, Eric Garcia are both going to be missing this game against Getafe, a team in which we beat last year in April 5-2. But
5-2!
Yeah, but those are under much drastic circumstance, much different.
And we had the Copa America champion,
yes,
a player you don't like very much, Lionel Messi. And we're going to see his first game against PSG tomorrow, which should be interesting. But let's get back to Barca use. So there's 2 big things Koeman has to do in this game, right? It's who's he going to play with Pique and Garcia out. I think the definitely tried and true 2 would be Araujo and Lengelet. Umtiti, there's been so much drama about is Umtiti going to leave or not. There's been reports randomly in the media that the team believed more in Umtiti this season. There's Mingueza, who, as we spoke about in our last video, you can watch right here, has an issue being signed because of the shortage of numbers we have.
Sure.
So based on all these facts, who do you think we're going to start as that back 2?
I have to go with Araujo Lengelet, and it's weird because Lengelet has only had
Does that worry you, or do you feel good about that?
It worries me. I've never really, I don't think that duo has I think maybe played once in the past, and it wasn't, you have this whole thing in your mind that only Pique can stand with one of those 2 players. Well, Araujo and Lengelet cannot really perform too well together. But it's kind of true, right? Lengelet is very mistake prone, as we saw in these last few seasons. Since we got him, one of his first games, he got a red card. Araujo has been pretty strong on that right side, and I'm pretty confident in him and his abilities. And Getafe is not that great of a team. They've already started this season off, like you said, with some harsh circumstances. They haven't scored. But, we're still going to go into the fact that our defense is something we've struggled with over
Swiss cheese, as we used to call
it,
right?
Who knows?
There's a lot of holes.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you in terms of, I've always said that Lengelet and Araujo are better with Pique with that veteran presence. But, hey, listen, Pique might get injured more as he's older, and especially with our defense looking so bad, we need a new leader to emerge. And so hopefully Araujo, like we're all hoping, can be that guy. And maybe this will be a transformational season where he really takes the mantle and becomes that stalwart center back we wanted Umtiti to be for so long.
Sure.
On the midfield side, right, the big thing is Pedri's gone. He's got 2-week vacation. He is not playing this game, then we have 2 weeks off for the international break. So my question to you is, who do you think we're going to start in the midfield in place of Pedri? Is it going to be Yus for the first time here, the man you've been wanting to see the whole season, your new number 1 fanboy of Riqui Puig?
Well, that's not true. He's not my number 1 fan, or I'm not his number 1 fan. Although I hope he's a fan of the breakdown, although we gave him some harsh criticisms in the past.
True. But you think he's going to be the savior, right? Is this the game where your self-proclaimed breakout player of the first 10 games of La Liga, is Puig going to come through?
Come on, it has to be. I think it's a perfect opportunity to play him. Koeman has also been recently playing some young players like Yusuf Demir. We've seen some Nico coming in. Why not, right? I don't even know what argument to make here. Riqui Puig should be a favorite in this scenario. I know we talked about on the last video that Coutinho should be coming back.
Coutinho
Yes.
use. I mean, that's you got to consider, right? Coutinho is still really good, and you can't not take into account the fact that Koeman hates Riqui Puig, right? I mean, there's no other way to say it. Like, Koeman just does not like him. So, Sergi Roberto is also a name we have to throw in there. Any of these three, between Demir, Coutinho, and Roberto, I could see also starting in place of Riqui Puig. But let's see what happens, right? And then I think the only other big update we have for the Getafe game is Ter Stegen is back. I don't think he's going to start and play in the net in this first game because we're about to have a 2-week off break. There's no reason, I think, to get him, in league games just immediately without any sort of time to warm up and get adjusted. What do you think?
I'm on the same boat there, and I think Koeman has kind of thought the same thing in terms of Fati, who is about ready to play, but he hasn't been. Koeman doesn't think he should be playing against. Against Getafe. So he's going to give him this break in Getafe, 2-week vacation for international break, and then maybe come back for Sevilla. And I think he'll do the same thing with Ter Stegen because they're kind of in the same situation, returning from injury / surgeries. No reason to rush them in. Neto is doing okay. As we saw in the last game, he struggled a little bit, but he can hold the ground against Getafe. They shouldn't be too much of a struggle, but that kind of goes into what the next point is here. What are your predictions in this game, knowing the logistics of some of the players that are going to be out?
We're going to win 3-0.
Wow.
I'm calling it another rout. Yeah,
Okay.
I think the team's going to come out with fire. Griezmann's going to get his first goal this season. Depay's going to score again. And, and I think Braithwaite will put one through, too.
Wow, okay.
What do you think?
I'm going to go 2-0, and I'm going to have one from Frenkie de Jong, and then one from Depay.
I like that.
That'll be it.
All right. Well, awesome. Hey, guys, let us know in the comments, what are your predictions for this game? Please hit that subscribe button. We will see you tomorrow pre-game. We're going to go live again. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Okay, 3, 2, 1.